On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
You know what I'm saying? But it was after she was already washed up. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, no, you got 3 munchkins. They ain't got no daddy. You know what I'm saying? And you roll with that dude. And it's like, nah.
Yep. She got that oatmeal pie stomach now too. I don't. Hey, she got. Hey, I ain't take. Look, that oatmeal pie. You made that decision. Had that oatmeal pie. So like now, you gotta bring a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? If I
No,
gotta
it ain't
take
even
it,
nothing to bring. Ain't nothing to
no,
bring.
I'm just saying. If I gotta take responsibility for another nigga oatmeal pie, right? Hey, you gotta
What?
bring a whole lot of things. You gotta be doing. No, wait, let me finish. You know what you gotta be? You gotta be Gabby Douglas. You gotta go from the other side of my house and you gotta do a flip and cartwheel and land on my dick. Hey, if I gotta take responsibility for that oatmeal pie, I'm telling you, you better have it's gonna be a triple bean in my living room.
Every day you walk right past him. Because y'all Logic, I got it. Listen, I can admit when Logic make a good point. The reality is that y'all on Instagram and y'all paying attention to what Lil Baby and all of them is doing and what's popping, and it's reprogramming your mind to seek those type of dudes every day. And the dude that is an engineer that is climbing up the corporate ladder, and he is straight and narrow dude, and he on his game, and he's a Russell Wilson type of guy. He not exciting enough for y'all until you age out.
Exactly.
Hey, Kayla, I want to hear your
Exactly.
thoughts about it because you said you was disagreeing with what Logic was saying. Why do you disagree?
Well, I disagree with him when he was saying like, oh, the most successful men have like the most average women. I just don't agree with that. I just don't. I see the more attractive women with I see successful men with the more attractive women that are in the pool for sure. So I disagree with that. But we can agree to disagree, but for sure. I think he was wild on that one. As far as I mean that's all I pretty much disagree with. I mean, he can think whatever he
But it's not me thinking. Let's analyze it and let's be honest, right? The sample size that you see that represent the black community. When you go to these corporate balls, you go to these corporate events where you see some of these CEOs, some of these directors. Siobhan in the DC area with me. You go to Tyson Mall, and then where you have some in this radius is some of the wealthiest people in the United States. And then you go in there, you see the black men. A majority of them successful black men have average and below average wife to our standards of beauty and all these YouTube talking points. What your sample size, what we're evaluating is the shade room sample size, the sweeties, the this, and even dealing with them, that's still low standards because you said Sierra and Rihanna is the best, but they've been ran through the waters.
But I'm not talking about celebrities only. I'm talking about even people that I know in like entrepreneurs in corporate spaces. I'm thinking of people I know that work in insurance. I'm thinking of people I know that work in real estate. I'm thinking like regular people, and I'm telling you, like the successful guys, like their girls and wives, they look good. They look better than the people that work for them. I'm for sure. So I don't know. I don't know what you mean, but I mean, it's not just celebrities in shade room. I'm talking like real life. Like I lived in DC for 7 years. I know. I mean, we all have to it's all our own sample size of our experiences. So we can both be right. It's fine.
I will say that
Look at the samples. Oh, go ahead, Antonio. I'm sorry.
most women that, let's just say 10s, 9s and 10s are not married. From what I see, both on the internet and real life, 9s and 10s, they're not married.
But you know what, Anton? May I cut you off? Oh, listen.
No, you didn't cut me off. Go ahead.
It's so frustrating because you are so right when you say that, right? That 9s and 10s aren't married, right? But some 9s and 10s they're overlooked too, because some 9s and 10s are really, really nice. They're really, really kind, and they really can offer a lot, but they're already looked at as like, oh, I'm mean, or you're this, or you're stuck up.
I don't think that's what it is, Siobhan. I think it's more or less of the circles that they carry them. Listen, the Russell Wilsons aren't hanging out where 9s and 10s like to be at. They not hanging out with them at all.
But you know what? So the women that are 9s and 10s that hang out with women that are 6, 7, 8s.
Okay, let's test it. Watch this. Watch this. Where do the 9s and 10s hang out?
The strip clubs.
But
Yes.
Where do the 9s and 10s hang out?
not all of them, but some of them.
That's
no, they really do. All-star games, they really put themselves in bad situations. And what happened is that all the 9s and 10s that you say that exist, which I don't think a lot of black chicks is 9s and 10s out here, but I give you some. They exist. What they doing is they would fighting for the rappers and the athletes. They're fighting for that small percentage of black men. And now what happened is that the other dudes that's in corporate don't want these chicks to represent them. You crazy.
Logic, I'll do you one better. The baddest chick in high school, the baddest one, I mean the baddest chick that we'd ever seen. She wound up talking to the the guy that had money, but he was a dope boy. And then she wound up having 3 kids by him. And she still looked good and decent, but she got 3 munchkins, right? Dude wound up going to jail. And Rita, if I'm lying, I'm flying. She came back around like, yo, Anton, let's go to lunch. And I was looking at her like, what the no. You know what I'm saying? But it was after she was already washed up. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, no, you got 3 munchkins, they ain't got no daddy. You know what I'm saying? And you roll with that dude, and it's like, nah.
Yep. She got that oatmeal pie stomach now too. I don't dare. She got. Hey, I ain't take. Look, that oatmeal pie. You made that decision to have that oatmeal pie. So like now, you got to bring a whole lot. You know what I'm saying?
No, it ain't even nothing to bring. Ain't nothing to bring.
No, I'm just saying, if I gotta take responsibility for another nigga oatmeal pie, right? Hey, you gotta bring a whole lot of things. You gotta be doing. Wait, let me finish. You know what you gotta be? You gotta be Gabby Douglas. You gotta go from the other side of my house, and you gotta do a flip and cartwheel and land on my dick. Hey, if I gotta take responsibility for that oatmeal pie, I'm telling you, you better have it's gonna be a triple bean in my living room.